I'm your astrologer, Wonder Girl, and I am here to give you your weekly forecast for the week up Monday, June 12th to Sunday, June 18th. Now, this horoscope is for my entrepreneurs, my small business owners, my CEOs, my makers, anyone who has a gift, a talent, a skill that they want to use to make money from, and they want to do it in a really spiritual and heartfelt way. Okay, now let's get started for this week. This week is actually a really big week for communication. Communication with the people that you work with the employees that you manage, in a lot of ways. Also communication about not passion projects, but just about projects that you're working on, perhaps that are really important to the company or really close to your heart in some ways. Maybe even some communication about money. Okay, I think that's going to be huge this week, and I think you're trying to figure out, how can you expand your company in a way that works for you, that can bring good things to you in a lot of ways. And maybe there are some unexpected things from the past that come up that are a little hurtful to you, in your business, that you really need to break through in order to figure out how to move in the right direction. And so that's why I think that communication is going to be so important for you this week. You need to talk to your people. You need to talk about your passion projects, about money, about the things that your company is working on, so that you can start to make the right decisions to help you expand and move forward in the right direction. Okay, now I think at the beginning of the week, just to break it down day by day, there could be some frustration going on with the people that you manage, with the people that you work with some of the projects and the money that you have, maybe not feeling like everything is quite right, being a little frustrated. I wouldn't consider this like a new thing. I think we've generally been a little frustrated, out of trying to get the best from our people and projects, but I think we're still feeling that when we come into the beginning of this week. One of the things that I think is different from the past is that maybe this week we're a little bit more motivated to overcome some of these blockages and to try new ways to overcome some of these things that have been blocking us in projects and with relationships. That's because we've got Venus and Taurus in a sextile with Mars, so I think we want to act, and I think you should act this week to really understand people and to understand what is going on with your projects in order to bring the best out of them. Now, this aspect does not mean that you should sit by and watch as everything happens. I actually think that this aspect means that if you want good things to come to your company, if you want people to work more smoothly together, you need to go out and you need to encourage it. And you need to try to make things happen, to make people work together and really try to build kind of the relationships that you want moving forward. But I feel like once you take that first step, really to kind of act on these things, everything's going to start to fall into place a little bit easier. I think communication is going to be a lot better. There's going to be a lot of communication about how to expand the company this week, about how to think about things in the right ways. I think if you're not communicating with people inside the company, I think there's also a lot of communication this week with people outside of your business, maybe with your customers or your clients, the people that you work with. I think that also comes into play, is that this week you really need to do your best to talk to the people that are around you, that you interact with, that are going to buy your product or that make your product or whatever it is that you're selling, to get feedback from them. I think there's lots of opportunity this week if you take the effort to communicate with people, to really get more insights about what you need to do differently to really unlock some of the doors for you. Okay, now these insights may not come immediately or right away, but by the end of the week, I do see things starting to get a little bit easier for you to understand perhaps what it is you need to do differently in your company, in your business, to really be more creative and to be more innovative and to take more risks as you move forward. But you're not going to know what risks to take or in the right ways unless you talk to people, unless you figure out what they're thinking, unless you figure out what their problems are and what their concerns are, and move forward on that to really build, better, more stronger policies and put them in place for your people and make the changes that you need. So I think that's going to be important. It's just talking to people this week, trying to put things in the right perspective with your people, trying to understand, be more compassionate with them and where things are going. Okay, and that's going to be important because on Thursday we do have the Sun in Gemini opposite Saturn in Sagittarius, indicating major choices about the identity of the company, okay, and about maybe even your identity as a business owner, and really just trying to figure out what is my company, what is our core, what is it that we really want to be, and who is it that, what is it that really makes the company happy at its core and that it's known for, and what is it that we can really commit to in order to create the reputation, in the world that you want to be known for. Maybe there are some things that you're good at and that your company does well that you don't think is going to get you the reputation that you want, that you're going to have to let go of, or maybe there are some things your company is really good at that you're not utilizing, that you realize, maybe I need to do more of that in order to build the reputation that you want your company to have. And so I think that's kind of what this week is building up to, is that moment on Thursday where you start to make some big decisions about the identity of the company and what you want to devote your time to. And I don't know if you're going to know that unless you talk to your people and you figure out what your people like, what your people are good at, what your business partners want to focus on, and that kind of thing, and really get all the information. And once you get all the information and you make some of those choices about where the company is going, I think things are going to be a lot easier for you to really take some of the risks that you want, be more creative, and move in that direction. It may require you to think a little bit differently about how the company gets its power and what makes the company powerful, maybe having to let go of some things kind of deeply ingrained in your ego. It may also require you to think more realistically about how you can expand the business in some way, or still to come out and about with some secrets, not keep so many secrets in some ways. I think that could also be important. And I think once you start doing that, then you're going to get some insights about your goals, about the future, about how you can work better with people in the industry, to really bring in and cultivate more of the kind of things that you just want to be known for, and so that you can really increase your social standing, move up in the world, and do some really cool, unique, and innovative things. Now, your card for this week is the Edge of Evolution feels messy. I love that saying. I think a lot of it is when there's a lot of changes going on in the company, especially we just got out of the Venus and Pluto square, and now we're trying to, come into these new worlds and new territories after so many changes that we've been through and that kind of thing. I think that we need to understand that it may not feel quite right. It may not feel normal. It may not feel like everything's okay. It may feel like you're in 100 different directions with 100 different people. And especially this week when you've got a lot of Mercury aspects and we're communicating with a lot of different people, there could be so much information that is coming to you that may be hard or not what you were expecting in a lot of ways. And I think you just need to realize that if things feel like they're falling apart, it actually means that you're in a good spot, and that you're where you need to be in a lot of ways. As you kind of move forward, because in order for things to get better, I'm a big believer that things need to get worse first. And I think that this card is just a reminder that it's okay for things to get messy. It's okay for things to be crazy. It's okay for people to have hundreds of different opinions and ideas about the company and about where they want it to go and about the projects that they're working on. And I think you need to let all of that come out. You need to let things be messy this week, so that at the end of the week, when the sun opposes Saturn, you can take all that mess and you can try to make sense of it and make it into something that's really, really beautiful and better than it was before, and better than you thought it could be, and just have everything fall into place. So that's all I have for you this week. Thank you so much for watching my horoscope. If you like it, please like it on Facebook, like it on YouTube, share it with your friends, and I will talk to you later. Now, if you feel like this horoscope isn't for you, that your company isn't here yet, that it doesn't resonate with you, I have another horoscope that you can check out where I talk more about love and relationships and your heart and maybe more spirituality in some ways. So go look at that one. And then when you feel like your business has gotten big enough, come over and look at this horoscope where I talk more about your strategies, your money, the people that you manage, and some of your business partners.